It is weird, if you think about it, that there's no metric system for time. We got feet and meters, we got quarts and liters, but for time, we got seconds, minutes, and hours. And hours come in 12s, not 10s. 12, by the way, a gift from the Babylonians who could count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on one hand, and therefore 24 hours in the day. Seconds, likewise, ancient. We get the names, minute and second, from ancient Latin. Pars minuta prima, the first small division. Pars minuta secunda, the second small division of the hour. Minute small, second small. Okay. Seconds and minutes, of course, come in 60s. That number, a gift from the Assyrians, possibly by way of the Akkadians. We don't really know, but 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, 86,400 seconds in a day. Guys, it's a hot mess. You can't do math in your head on numbers like that. It'd be way easier if there were a simple base 10 metric system for time. Now, I'm not the first guy to think about this. The French actually had a revolution aimed, at least in part, at replacing the 24-hour clock with a 10-hour day of 100-minute hours. Great idea, off to a good start. As you remember from history class, just didn't last that long, but a good idea. I decided I wanted to work on that idea. I decided that I wanted to build a metric clock. If you're going to keep metric time, you have to track decidays and centidays and millidays and 100 microdays. A mic is 8.64 seconds long. A metric day starts at 0000, goes to 9999. This number, 420, yeah? That's what you call 1 a.m. I got a bunch of components and an Arduino. I wired it up, and you can see I took this picture at 88:02 on the evening that I finished building the clock. The clock, by the way, knows what time it is because up in the corner, there's a component that talks to the GPS satellite network to get the correct time. And that started me thinking about correct time. You guys, the correct time is imposed on us by the man. It depends on what time zone you're in and whether daylight saving time is in effect. This map is a geopolitical legislative disaster. So I decided maybe I'd also track another kind of time, the true time based on the position of the sun in the sky. The sun's at its highest point at noon, of course, and that depends on where you are in the earth. If you move west or east in longitude, noon moves as well. But it's more complicated than that because the Earth's orbit around the sun is an ellipse, not a circle. So every single day, the angle between you and the sun changes just a scooch. Noon moves just a scooch. The difference between the clock and the sundial is called the equation of time, and this curve shows you the equation of time over the course of the year. It's an ugly curve. It turns out that there's a good approximation that you can find on the internet. I grabbed it, I rendered it into code, and I added it to my metric clock. And I had a solar metric clock. I got some more components, I built another prototype, and got it working as well. You can see in the picture that on the day that I took this picture, 6175 solar was 6246 civil metric. Now, that's on that day at my house. Changes a scooch every day. But I soldered these components up, I 3D printed a case, and I had a nice desk clock. When I'm keeping metric time, I wake up before 2,500 every single day. 9,000 is not that late, but 9,500 is getting up there for me. I schedule things in 100 mic units. That's just under 14 minutes, a good minimum scheduling unit for me. And 3,900 is 39% of the way through the day. It's an interesting way to position yourself in time. I wanted to share this with a lot of people, but these are hard to build. So I taught myself a new programming language, Swift. I learned some iOS UX interfaces and abstractions, and I built an application called Multiclock. This clock has been uploaded to the App Store. It's been up there for a while. You can search for Multiclock Civil Solar Metric and get it on your iPhone. Collects no data, costs no money. All the code is up on my GitHub. And if you had the app on your clock, you'd know that an Ignite talk lasts just over 35 mics.